Detective Comics. On the 27th of May, 1939. Starting this issue, the amazing and unique adventures of the Batman. The Batman. The case of the Chemical Syndicate.
The Batman, a mysterious and adventurous figure fighting for righteousness and apprehending the wrongdoer in his lone battle against the evil forces of society. His identity remains unknown. The home of Commissioner Gordon, who, at the moment, is entertaining his young socialite friend, Bruce Wayne. Well, Commissioner, anything exciting happening these days? No one, except this fellow they call the Batman, puzzles me. Hello, what's that? Lambert, the Chemical King, stabbed to death? His son's fingerprints on the knife? I'll be right over. Talk about something exciting. Old Lambert has been murdered at his mansion. I'm going there none. Like to come along? Oh well, nothing else to do, might as well. The Commissioner and Bruce Wayne speed-tornered the Lambert residence. Hello, Sergeant. Everything under control? Yes, sir, we've got young Lambert in the back room. And after a thorough examination of the scene of the crime, the room becomes busy with the usual police routine. Well, I'm finished in here. Let me talk to young Lambert. Hello, Lambert. They say you killed your father. I didn't do it, Commissioner. Believe me, I didn't do it. Calm yourself, my boy, and tell me all about it. Well, sir, tonight I came home early, and as I was passing the library, I heard a groan. I rushed in, and there was my father lying on the floor with a knife sticking up from his back. And as I rushed in, I got the impression of something leaping out of the window. I also noticed the father's safe was opened. I pulled the knife out of my father's body and turned him toward me just in time to hear him say, "Contract, contract, oh!" And then he died. That's one. I got my fingerprints on the knife. That's the truth, Commissioner. Did your dad have any enemies or people who had an interest in his business activities? Not that I know of, except his 3 former business partners. Let's see, they were Stephen Crane, Paul Rogers, and Alfred Stryker. Commissioner, there's a man named Steve Crane who wants to speak to old Lambert. When I told him that Lambert was murdered, he got very excited and wanted to speak to you. This is Commissioner Gordon. What's the trouble? Yesterday, Mr. Lambert called and told me he received an anonymous threat on his life. Today I received the same. That's why I called up, and I'm afraid I'll be next. What shall I do? Wait, and do not leave anybody in. We'll be over soon as we can. What's that, Bruce? I'll leave you here to finish your work. I'm going home. Meanwhile, Stephen Crane sits in his library with a feeling of impending danger, when suddenly, there is a skinning shot. Crime slumps in his chair, dead. The murdered rushes to the safe and secures a paper. Did you get the paper? Yeah. As the 2 men look over their conquest, they do not notice a third menacing figure standing behind them. It is the Batman. The Batman! The Batman lashes out with a terrific right. He grabs his second adversary in a deadly headlock and with a mighty heave, sends this hurly criminal flying through space. The Batman swiftly picks up the paper that the murderer stole from Stephen Crane's safe. Meanwhile, the Commissioner draws up in his car. It's the Batman! Oh my God! Mr. Crane has been murdered, sir. It's horrible. That's 2 dead partners out of the 4 that have recent threatening notes. The others 2 must have received them too. Let's go to Rogers next. The Batman reads the paper, the snatched from the killers, and a grim smile comes to his ups. He speeds his car forward to an unknown destination. Meanwhile, Rogers, who has learned of Lambert's death by news broadcast, has already gone to the neighboring laboratory of his erstwhile partner, Alfred Stryker. Hello, Jennings. I must see Mr. Stryker quickly. Won't you come by? Sock! Jennings, Stryker's assistant, larries Rogers to the basement of the laboratory. Heh heh! One more out of the way. Soon I'll control everything. This is the gas chamber I use to kill guinea pigs, to experiment with. But now you are my guinea pig. Heh, heh. When this glass UD cobras you entirely, gas will come through the jet and kill you. Ha, ha! You fiend. Jennings pulls a brake which starts the glass down over Rogers and certain doom. I'm going down how to turn the gas on. Sleep well. Ha, ha. At the moment, the Batman leaps through an open transom. The Batman seizes a wrench from a table and leaps for the gas chamber. The Batman quickly plugs the gas jet with a hawker chef as the gas chamber descends emptherly over them. He then unties Rogers and with a powerful swing. Crash! Jennings returns and is startled by the Batman. He reaches for his gun. What that? The Batman greets Jennings with a flying tackle. Meanwhile, Alfred Stryker has had the crash of the gas chamber as he enters the laboratory. Rogers, what happened? Your assistant Jennings tried to kill me. However, Stryker has not noticed the Batman, who has secluded himself in the shadows. So he didn't get you after all. Well, I'll finish you and then throw your body in the acid tank below. You? Oh, my hand. What's the idea? Why did he try to kill me? This rat was behind the murders, you see. I learned that you, Lambert, Cran, and Stryker were once partners in the APE Chemical Corporation. Stryker, who wished to be sole owner but having no ready cash, made secret contracts with you to pay a certain sum of money each year until he owned the business. He figured by you and stealing the contracts, they wouldn't have to pay this money. A very clever scheme. And being the contracts were a strict secret between the four of us, our heirs of the outside world wouldn't know a thing about them. But how did you know all this? I secured this contract from one of his hired killies. Suddenly, Stryker, with the strength of a madman, tears himself free from the grasp of Batman. Sure, I did it, but you won't send me to the jail for it. I'll... Sock! He's falling right into the acid tank. A fitting ending for his kind. How can I ever thank you? Why, gone. The next day, young Bruce Wayne is aging a visitor at the commissioner's house, who has just finished telling Bruce the latest exploits of the Batman. And then Rogers said the Batman went through the skylight. A very lovely fairy tale commissioner indeed. After Bruce Wayne is gone. Bruce Wayne is a nice young chap, but he certainly must lead a boring life. Seems disinterested in everything. Bruce Wayne returns home to his room. A little later, his door slowly opens and reveals its occupant. If the commissioner could see his young friend now, he'd be amazed to learn that he is the Batman.